I think we'll get started on some introductions while we see if anybody else joins us. For those who don't know me, I'm Sandy Yeager at Deerfield Academy. Brianna
Clark, also from Deerfield Academy.
Peggy
Duffy from Groton School in Massachusetts.
Thank you for clarifying that.
I always think it's Connecticut.
Carol?
I'll even do this. Carol Peterson, and I'm from St. Mark's School in Southborough, Mass.
Welcome. Deb?
Deborah Duty from the Frederick Gun School in Washington, Connecticut, also formerly known as the Gunnery. Changed their name this summer to honor our founder.
Who else have I missed? I am distracted here. I'm letting somebody else in. Somebody else go.
I'm Ginger. I'm from Miss Hall's School in Pittsfield, Massachusetts.
I'm Kimmy Johnston from Gould Academy in Bethel, Maine.
I'm Chris Fenn from New Hampton School in New Hampton, New Hampshire, and I'm a newbie just a couple months into this. So looking to pick all your brains.
And Anne, if you're there. She's getting there.
Hi.
Anne, introduce yourself.
Anne.
Yeah. Hi, everybody.
Anne is with Indian Mountain School.
Mm-hmm.
Is that everybody? If I've missed you, please jump in.
I'm new. My name is Tanya.
Hi, Tanya.
And I'm newbie as well. I'm at the Pheasant School in Massachusetts, and maybe you guys knew my predecessor. She was here, lovely, lovely woman for a long time, 39 years. So I'm new this year, kind of jumping in with all the new and COVID excitement. So I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy to have the new additions today. This is fantastic. I will say that I went through the list that I had and tried to contact people who were in positions, discovered some new people. Happy to have the new people here. Also, some people let me know that they were new. This is not all the prep schools in New England and New York by any means, which NCSA represents, but these are the ones who've been on NCSA's list in the past. As you should all be aware, NCSA has foregone membership fees for the year, so we're trying to get as many people involved as we can during this difficult time, as we all like to refer to it, because the more we can talk with each other, hopefully the better off we'll be. That being said, there's no particular agenda. I'm sure we have plenty of things to share with each other, questions to ask. Newbies, don't be afraid to jump in and ask questions that may have been asked before. We're happy to share. And I will say, as I said to them, call your colleagues, email your colleagues. Don't be afraid to do that. We all have information to share with each other, and we're happy to help. I bothered Ginger yesterday for just that reason. So
it was no bother. It was no bother. Happy to help.
Yeah.
Actually, I was honored, Sandy, that I could help you with something for a change.
You're too sweet. The other thing I wanted to share, just, we're all going through struggles. Deerfield's current struggle is because of COVID, we were required to remove ourselves from our lovely store at Hitchcock House in the middle of November so that the day students could be moved on campus. They turned our store into a dorm. And so we're now down in the basement of the gym in the athletics store, which you all did not have a chance to see when you visited here. But it's a very tiny space. I think it's only 500 or 600 square feet. And we do not have enough space to allow customers in the store. So we're doing counter service, as many of you are, and have shoved everything into 2 locker rooms and are bodies into an athletic office. And we're doing the best we can, as we all try to do. Anybody else want to share recent struggles or concerns?
My store is open 6 days a week. We allow 3 students at a time in the store. I had to take out, I had 2 3-tiered tables, and I had to take one out and fill it full of personal care products because they're not allowed to leave campus for anything at all. So it looks a lot different. It has a lot more school supplies, a lot more personal care products, because they used to be able to walk to CVS and stuff. So they just came back. They've been back on campus for 2 weeks, but they've been quarantined in their room while we waited for 2 negative COVID tests. So they just started full-time classes on Monday, and we have to wear our masks all the time.
Can we
Even when we're outside.
to your personal care scenario, since this was the subject of my conversation with Ginger yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you acquiring your personal care products? How are you marking them up? How are you deciding what to carry? All of that fun stuff.
Well, I had to bring in a lot more, like shampoos. I just carry basic, Suave or VO5 or whatever. I had to get a lot more different brands. I order some of the top priced ones, like off of Amazon, but luckily a Dollar Tree opened up in our town, like over the summer. So there I'm able to get like toothpaste and razors and stuff like that reasonably priced. And everything that I buy there is $1. I mark it up to $2. So, because it's very inexpensive. But
if you don't have a Dollar Tree account, Peggy, they can ship products if you find that more convenient.
right, I order some stuff off of ICM. I did an order with them last week, and sometimes Amazon. I go to Sam's to get all their snacks. And so I'll pick stuff up there like body wash and stuff like that if I need it. So I do a multitude of different things, but it's definitely a lot different.
Stuff that you purchase off of Amazon, how do you mark that up?
Our across the board markup is normally 45%. So I try to stick with that regardless of what it is. And if I get it on sale, I just leave it at the same price. So I'm not always changing it back and forth. So
the point of my conversation with Ginger was that we're adding some products for the Black and Latino community.
yeah.
And I know that she had mentioned doing that before, so I wanted to find out how she had been finding products and what she'd been doing for that purpose. And if anybody else has any thing to add to that, that would be helpful.
Could we repeat that question, that insight?
Personal care products for the Black and Latino community. Ginger has gone full in and was a great resource for me yesterday. So I'm wondering how anybody else may be handling that.
If you Google it, it will actually come up. I had to do that because they came in and said, get some ethnic shampoos. And I'm like, what are ethnic shampoos? Like, seriously. So I just Googled it and it came up with a list of brands and I figured out where I could get them. So
we actually had a student provide us a list of products that they wanted. And my concern, of course, is the fact that I don't have an easy resource for them and I'm not buying large enough quantities to go to ICM or another distributor. So the prices I need to charge are not competitive in any way, shape, or form. So
yeah, I was getting some from Merchandise Inc., but their prices are so high. I mean, I don't get it. They call themselves a wholesaler, but but their minimum, I don't even know if they have a minimum. Their minimum is really low. It's like 100 or 200.
Wow.
Bree, you looked that up last week. I thought you said it was like 500.
Nope, didn't look it up because we haven't ordered from them in a number of years.
Oh, who did you contact? Was it Price Master?
I don't remember now.
I don't remember either.
Are you talking about Merchandise Wholesale?
Oh, it's Merchandise Incorporated.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is. Okay.
They have that bright red logo.
Tech Imperial. And we might want to ask a couple of people first and then check it.
But that's more for personal products.
Personal care, which many of us are being asked to carry in greater quantities because our students aren't leaving campus.
And interesting, I'm not selling any of that. They're not, I don't know where they're getting it, but they're not coming and buying any of that. My big thing is food, and more food. I go to Ocean State Job Lot, BJ's, and Walmart every week, and all this food in. And I really do it more for the pricing because my predecessor worked with Zoll, but their prices are so high. I don't know if there's another vendor. Plus, you have to do an $800 minimum, which just in case we shut down, I don't want to do. So I don't know if somebody has another vendor for food that's better or more
Carol,
reasonable.
before we switch, I just want to add one. This is not helpful in terms of quantity for bulk for the personal care, but similar, we have a lot of African-American or Latino boys, our school's all boys on campus, same thing, and they can't leave. So I don't have an issue I haven't been buying in bulk, but the brand that they all consistently have wanted because of like it being sulfate free and all that is Cantu, C-A-N-T-U.
I totally called that.
And it works. And again, I couldn't find like a cheap place, but I bought it in like bulk on Target, and then you don't have to pay for shipping without the tax. And then I could find like sales. Again, it was a little more work, but even if I mark it up, I'm not marking it up 45%. They're happy to pay it.
Sorry, I love count pens.
And I guess that brand on Amazon's way more expensive, so they couldn't get it other places. So that one little product is, again, we don't have bulk, has worked well, and we don't have a ton of students looking, but that's what we've done so far.
Do you want to add anything about that product?
So I used to use that product because I have very curly hair, and actually learned over the summer that they were being sued or something over hair loss because of ingredients in their products. So we're hesitant to carry it because of the allegations and whether or not the kids will actually buy it. Are your kids still buying it?
They had asked because a few of them had come down because we used to have just Suave or very generic stuff. And I asked a few of the boys, like, well, which brand if I buy one? And there was also like very high-end ones, but they disagreed. And so that was kind of the one they were like, yeah, I would buy this. And so again, I didn't do full research. It was more just, I was like, okay, if that's what, I can get it here this week. And yeah, full disclosure, it is not like a fully researched year-long that's been working, but they have been still buying it. But maybe I should be more intentional to. I did look up a recall. They haven't been recalled, but maybe I didn't realize there was a lawsuit happening.
I don't remember if it was a lawsuit or if it was just some allegations and some drama, but I know that in the curly haired community that people stopped using it a lot.
I happened to get a news feed yesterday that I did read that said there are all these different products, shampoos and hairsprays and things that have, I forgot which alcohol it is. I don't know if it's ethanol, but it was saying that a lot of these products are causing hair loss. So there is something that's going on right now where I don't know if lawsuits have started, but I think they're kind of alerting people to the products.
This is why it is such a fraught issue. I mean, there's so many reasons in the personal care area to just run away, but obviously we can't. Trying to figure out what to carry is a huge question.
So I think a lot of our students are just ordering things online and having them shipped here. I was talking to the person who brings all my packages, and she said they're like out of control, these students and stuff they're getting. So yeah. I think that's why I'm not selling anything, because they're ordering it themselves.
So I would agree with that. We find that the students will either purchase online, and there's a ton of stuff. All of us are getting tons of stuff at school from online ordering, or they'll wait for their parents to send them something, or they'll run to the store. Obviously, the running to the store isn't happening right now, but We've always run the middle of the road with stuff, just something the kids can buy in a pinch if they run out, knowing full well that, every girl has a preferred product and they're not going to buy something if they don't have to. Every boy will just, do what he has to. But
Can I say something about the food items?
sure, are we ready to move on to food? Anybody else have anything more to say about personal care?
I just real quick.
I've always carried personal care items because we don't really have a store close by. For shampoos, it's just the Suave for men. The kids here love Suave. The boys do. For girls, I buy Pantene, and I buy the Dove shampoo and conditioner. And so I don't carry a ton of things in that regard, but I do have it. I have the body washes, and I stick to Old Spice for the guys, which they like. That's the best seller. And for girls, it's usually the Dove and Olay that I buy. So,
Ginger, I'm going to give you the last word on this subject because you were so helpful yesterday.
Thank you. So I feel like it's not always about how many you'll sell so much as it's about representation. So even just having a few items that students can recognize that they're being represented, that they're being thought of, really means a lot to the students. So I found, just making sure that you have products for the whole community that represents. So I've learned from just my relationship with the students and just talking with the students, but having things like shea butter that can be used on skin and hair. That's when your students in your community who are Black or brown and they see shea butter on the shelves, they're going to say something. They're going to smile and be like, shea butter. So that's an important product to have. I have an Amazon business account, so I recommend that because you get discounted prices through Amazon and you can get just a few products at a time. So I'll get like 3 at a time just to have them on the shelf. I do happen to sell personal products really well, but it's not about that. But making sure that you have things like hair bonnets and shower caps and brushes. As someone had mentioned, you can do a Google search. You could ask the students, or you could do a Google search on what kind of hair brushes should I be getting. But I'm happy to share this information. I know we sent some pictures to Sandy. I don't know if the pictures were helpful, Sandy, but.
Does anybody want me to share the screen and show the pictures?
Well, you're welcome to share them maybe after the meeting if once.
Probably better than trying to figure out what I'm doing.
But I don't mind sharing what I've got. But I do find that just having things that say, I see you, and that really goes a long way. And I don't know. I just wanted to say that piece. Thank you for your time.
How we've approached it as well. We got asked for that very reason. If there's more questions or comments about personal care, please put it in the chat. I'll be happy to talk about it again. Diane, if you want to ask your question about snacks,
yeah, it was more. I think it may be helpful for personal care and for snacks. We're a day school. We don't deal in any of that, those items, but I worked with our WB Mason rep to get government pricing. And so snacks and things pop up sometimes, and I see the prices they show on there are less than I could get at Costco or someplace like that. So
thanks,
if
Diane.
your rep, talk to your WB Mason rep and, get the government pricing, and it beats everybody.
Good to know.
Yep. And they have shampoo, they have moisturizers, they have personal care, they have tons of snacks, chips, snacks, fruit snacks. Those are the kinds of things always pop up for me, and I don't buy them again, but I see them all the time.
So the government pricing comes in on food and healthcare, personal care,
Yes,
but it wouldn't extend to stationery, right?
everything. Yep.
Everything,
Yep.
really?
I get Clear Point pencils, which are fly off my shelves. The girls love them. They are probably 1/50th of the price I can find anywhere else. I can get a dozen for less than I can get one, even with our Staples account or Amazon but you have to look because it'll show you the item as you look through with the government pricing. And then if you scroll down, it'll show you the same item, but with the regular WB Mason pricing. So you have to make sure you click on the one that's the government pricing. You have to look, it's not listed as government pricing. You just have to look for the one that's the lower price, but the prices
Is
are.
it tagged in any manner?
Nope. No, but the price is there. So you'll see, a dozen Clear Point 0.5 pencils for 89 cents. And then right below it'll be a dozen Clear Point 0.5 pencils for $6.85. So if you don't click the correct one is what I'm saying, you're going to get charged the $6.85. You have to make sure you're choosing the right option. But the government pricing is, and they offered it to us because we were mostly using our Staples account and Amazon. And so they came back to us and offered it, and the prices just are phenomenal.
Diane, is there a minimum for the WB Mason ordering?
Nope.
That's really good for us.
Can I just say one thing that I did too this year new is I bought a suggestion box and had it mounted outside the store and just leave pens and slips of paper there. And that's been really helpful. The kids have put a lot of suggestions in there. Even though I ask them to come in the store and tell me what they want, they don't, but they did fill out suggestions, and that's how I got some new products that I didn't know they were looking for. So that might be helpful too, if you can do that.
I have a random question for the group. I have been using Douglas Stewart a long time. I used to use Service Wholesale, and then I kind of got into Douglas Stewart. And the reason is one-stop shopping in the middle of the summer to get school supplies, dorm products, office supply. I mean, you name it. But I have had the most horrendous time for several years with back orders. It's ridiculous. I'm ordering stuff like filler paper and composition books, and they're like 2 months late. Like it's been awful. So I like to be able to do, maybe I'm just being a baby, but I like to be able to do like one big order for like all that stuff. Does anybody have a suggestion?
I will say we use both Service Wholesale and Douglas Stewart for the same reason. Each has different minimums and carries different products better. I'm going to let Bree defer to that.
Service Wholesale has gone out of business.
That's true. Forgot about that.
The trap.
So it's Service Wholesale was taken over by Pens Inc.
Pens Inc. Right.
And I did sign up with them. The store I worked at previously, Service Wholesale, same issue. Everything was always back ordered. And then they charge you shipping because they were sending it separately, even though you had done the minimum. I was not pleased with them, so I really tried not to ever use them. I don't know about Pens Inc. though, how they'll be.
I've used Pens Inc. When you go through it and click through, it's the same old Service Wholesale looking website. It's the same, you keep your same customer number. So it's all, Pens Inc. took them over, but they look, it runs exactly the same as, it even says Pens Inc. and Service Wholesale on the header. So it runs exactly the same.
To be honest, we haven't had much need to buy any school supplies or other products other than our summer purchasing because we're just not selling much of anything right now.
The other
we
trap
do a lot of ordering for the students. The teachers order supplies for the students. So a lot of what I'm ordering is for issue at the start of the school year by the teacher. So if I don't have freaking graph paper or composition notebooks because I ordered 200 of them and there's still, I'm exaggerating, but large quantities of things and they're back ordered, and I've had to just go on Amazon at the last minute. I don't know. It's just been, yeah, really hard. And I order in like July, and sometimes I'm still not getting stuff, and it's like the first week of September.
My experience with us doing this wholesale is that they cater more to the colleges, and so their timeline is much earlier. So they're selling out of the products you and I might be looking for in June, July, and August. They're selling out back in March, April, and May. Because the time frame.
That's a good thought. That's a good thought.
They're not targeting schools such as us for their business model. So yeah, we need to find other resources. So keep those ideas coming. If anybody has suggestions, either email them to the group or send them in the chat. Happy to pass along whatever we can to help each other. There was a question sent to me by email. I've forgotten who sent it now, but the question about those who do mail rooms, I know Deb, you do a mail room, about private lockers. Who asked me that question? I forgot now. Anybody using a private locker company?
Here at Williston, we're using the lockers now through Q-Track. So we have the Amazon type lockers.
Q-Track, T-E-W?
Q-Track with a Q and then T-R-A-K. That's the tracking system we use for the packages. So you would scan the code or the label, and then you kind of write the student name, and it generates. You pick the student name and it generates a locker based on the size of the package. And then the student gets a code with an email with a code and goes to pick it up. It's a lot easier.
Those who are wondering, that's Jane speaking in the second.
Yeah, sorry, I have a video problem with this computer.
I love the second.
And a mask on. Yeah. Yeah.
Anybody else doing any locker pickups?
We don't have students on campus right now. They left, a lot of them left in October and the rest left in November, and they're not coming back till March 20th. So
not a lot of mail happening right now.
Well, I have a ton of mail because I do the mail for everybody. But yeah, so a lot of mail, a lot of packages because faculty are ordering like crazy. But and I'm getting new stuff all the time. I mean, as some of you know, we changed the name this summer. And we're still in the process of getting merchandise. So, a lot of challenges here.
I'm going to bring this up just because it's on the top of my mind. Is anybody doing dorm deliveries to their students? No. Obviously, day students not, but.
Yeah.
Who's that? Ginger?
Yes. This is Ginger. And yes. Yes, I am. And that went smashingly when the students were in quarantine, and I got a really good workout. But that worked for me because we are a very small school and our students are only in the main building and one outer building. So it was easy for me to finagle that. But that's not going to work for everybody's situation. But I did like an order form. I have it. Although we only have 2 students who recently arrived who are still in quarantine. The rest of them are out. I say the rest of them, but I'm sure the situation's pretty similar for many of the boarding schools, that there are students learning remotely as well. So we're doing a hybrid model. Not all of our students could come back physically to Ms. Hall's. So they're learning online.
I think most of
I don't know if anyone else is experiencing that. So we have a lower in-house on-campus number of students, but yeah, that it's been kind of fun. But I sell things like locally made frozen yogurt and stuff like that. So that's like really fun to like have an order, like place your order by 3:30 and I'll deliver it at after 4 kind of thing. So that's just been fun, you know, and I get good exercise, like I said. But
so obviously Deerfield's a little bigger than Miss Hall's, and the challenge would be a little different there. Because we were put into a much smaller location and we can't have students in the store, we're trying to encourage more ordering online because we have almost everything on our website at this point. And either store pickups, dorm deliveries, or whatnot. The problem is you can't see what we have now in the store very easily because we have so much stuff crammed into a tiny little space that the best place to see what Deerfield offers is online. So because of this transition, we were doing dorm deliveries by ourselves in the fall, but we asked for support from the administration to do dorm deliveries the rest of the year. And I was surprised to find that we got all kinds of support for doing that. We are getting some physical plant and custodial assistance in delivering packages every day. You never know what you'll get if you ask. I mean, we're all under COVID difficulties, and you never know if there are some employees on campus who aren't being utilized fully, which is the case at Deerfield in some cases. So you may find that you can get some support for that if it would be helpful. I would
What are you
always encourage you to
doing
ask.
every day in your deliveries, like to the dorms?
Say that again, Tanya.
What is it that people are ordering that you're delivering every day to the dorms?
The favorite thing has always been candy and snacks. But I would say everything. School supplies is how we started to push it. At the beginning of each term, we wanted to say, you know, we'll deliver your dorm supplies and your school supplies to your room. It'll be there when you arrive on campus. And when they arrive, they're quarantined, obviously, for a week or two. So that helps them get things that they need when they can't get out on campus. But we still have kids today ordering, was it t-shirts and sweatpants and folders? You know, it varies. Everything that we carry is on our website, so they can choose whatever they'd like.
And if I may jump in to say, when they first go into quarantine, when students first arrive at the school, you know, they're going to forget their toothbrush, they're going to forget toothpaste. So that was very helpful with the dorm deliveries. I found, you know, was for students who needed a laundry bag or needed toothpaste. So we tend to do a lot of the personal items when they first arrive. And then, yeah, Sandy snacks, of course.
I guarantee if you bring this up to your dean of students or even to your supervisor, with the reason being, you know, either you can't accommodate the traffic in your store anymore, which is true for us as well as a few of you, or that it's safer for the students to be able to have stuff delivered to them than hang out in your store, you're going to find somebody willing to support the idea of this. Obviously, if you're a one-man show, you can't do deliveries by yourself all the time, Ginger. But talk to some of your, talk to your boss, talk to your dean of students and see if there's any interest in supporting the idea. I think you'd be surprised. Okay, what other questions, concerns, issues? What's actually selling for you? What's the hot stuff besides snacks, which will always be a hot seller? Any apparel products flying out the door?
Sale. We're in sale at Williston, so I have a lot of things on the sale rack. They're buying them. Hi, guys.
We've had an amazing uptick on crew neck sweatshirts starting in the fall. Could be partially because we finally went to the reverse weave crew neck from Champion as opposed to League and Gear. We still have some of theirs. And I asked Steve Havern if he had seen a big uptick, and he said no. He just looked at me and said, no, you're just buying a better crew neck. And I went, yeah, okay. But the kids have loved the crew neck, and it's flown out of here. And the heavyweight.
We're finding heavyweights are selling really well too. We bought a felted design. Is that from MV? From MV?
Yeah, I did that. I did that too.
Really went over very well.
Yeah.
I'll jump in with just kind of an interest. I think it's an interesting one. I started selling this year because students can't go to the stores. Things like I'd go to Five Below and get things like slippers and socks, and like just like, you know, quirky little like Five Below things. And those have been a hit. Just in terms of like the, you know, flip flop, like the personal clothing type of thing for us. But ironically, we started phasing out a lot of the clothes from our store and pushing more for people to order the clothes through an online company we partnered with, which is a whole nother story for another time. But ironically, the students like really want clothing. So you just can't win for trying sometimes, but.
Wasn't it you, Peggy, who sold bathrobes one time?
What? So, oh, yeah, that's right too. I forgot about
I
that.
can't remember if it was you or Holly, but yeah, you were selling bathrobes with your
The
mascot.
zebra striped ones, and I bought them all, and like our headmaster loved them. He bought one for his wife. But I agree with Peter. The crew neck sweatshirts have been selling a lot. I had to put a lot of my clothing products away to make room for other things that they needed. But we started off, I made up a sheet, and when kids would want something, they'd tell me the size and the color, and then I'd bag it up and come back. But now I'm just doing it as they come in. My storage room is next door, but a lot of sweatpants and joggers. Sweatshirts, I just got in an order of Barbarian shirts, which I haven't had in years, but I mean, this is just their third day back. So I think that
The rugby shirt?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Traditional
Yeah.
style.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we stopped carrying their stuff at least 15 years ago when they were going through some difficulties and screwed us.
Right.
So.
Me too. When they had a bad sales rep. I'm just gonna say it. So
that's putting it mildly.
They practically went out of business, so yeah.
Oh, gosh. But anyhow, I ordered them and they just came in. It took a long time, but they're here. Winter hats, I did some hockey hats that I forget who I even did them through, but those are selling really, really well. Just the staples, you know, t-shirts, sweatshirts, joggers. I have so much inventory because they canceled reunion weekend, they canceled parents weekend. We've already canceled reunion weekend this year again, so.
That was going to be my next question. How many people are looking at commencements and or reunions on campus this year?
No, ours is already canceled.
Our alumni's been canceled. We don't know anything about graduation yet.
Right.
We've been told our graduation is actually going to happen on campus. I'm not sure how big a deal it will be, meaning how many people will be on campus and whether we'll even be a part of it. But reunion hasn't been canceled yet, and I'm waiting, I think, next week to find out the answer to that.
They moved ours to June originally. It's usually in middle of May, and they moved it to June, hoping that they'd be able to do it, but they just told me last week it's canceled, so.
Yeah, we haven't heard yet, but, you know, so far it's still on, but I think same boat, Sandy. They haven't canceled it yet.
They told the last year's reunion classes that they would have a combined reunion with this year's reunion classes. So we were expecting a double reunion.
Oh, wow.
Also, they told the seniors, the 2020 class, that they would have a reunion in June as well. So we were expecting 3 reunion classes in June, and I don't know right now whether that's happening.
Can we hop back to clothing for 1 second? I have a question about sweaters. I know Sandy and I a while ago were kind of wondering, you know anybody with good sweaters, and went back and forth. I was looking at the Smith College website a couple of days ago, and I was just looking at women's colleges trying to find out sweaters, because the girls obviously buy the majority of them. And I looked at the label on the sweater there, so it's a company called Hill Flint. Hill Flint, as in Flint, Michigan.
I've actually had them contact me before, Peter. This was probably 15 to 20 years ago, and I never followed up with them. So if you find out more about them, let me know.
Okay, I'm going to make an inquiry. The one thing that I shied away, that might make us shy away, is the minimum they listed was 100, but at the same time on their website, they were looking for new schools and this and that. And I'd say, well, I got a market for you, but you're not going to get 100 as a
Exactly.
minimum.
Yeah. So Peter,
So-
I'm looking specifically for cheerleader sweaters. It's not, I don't carry sweaters
Okay.
and don't want to carry sweaters in the store, but I order the sweaters for the cheerleaders, and my stock, I think I have one more fall worth of stock. No, we need them this year. And my experience
Bruiser.
has been that the previous place we got them from, which I don't want to go back to, we had to order them in March to get them in September.
Right. Bruiser also had listing for sweaters, in which I don't know their quality. I know they've been around a while.
But they're a pre-order
BRUZE
company
out
too.
of Canada.
They're a company you have to order way in advance to get it.
And probably even further now since they're in Canada and have to deal with border laws.
They were an NEBC company though, so it's possible that there's some savings there.
So if I could just mention a company I started working with last year, Global Sportswear. It's Tommy Hilfiger. Real high quality clothing, low prices, and we sold a ton of it. They do have sweaters. The other nice thing, so another issue that, and we don't have to do it today, but another issue that I actually have is one of the things I'm charged with is doing an online store. So I do want to pick people's brains about an online store at some point. But in the meantime, with the clothing, Tommy Hilfiger, one of the advantages is no minimums of ordering. You can set it up. You put it on your website and have a link to theirs, and people can order on their own. Because what I was trying to do was get some Band-Aids going so that the kids who are remote still can order things. The big thing that they have is the blazers. And when I tell you the quality of the blazers is phenomenal, they're navy blue, but people can choose to put the logo on or not. I highly recommend them. In fact, I just placed my order yesterday to get some things in. Our kids don't have to wear.
What is the name of the company?
It's,
what is the name of the company? Is it just?
It's Global Sportswear, and they sell, it's all Tommy Hilfiger stuff. I can send my reps information. I don't know if we have like a place where we can put everything, Sandy.
Send it to me and I'll get it posted on the NCSA page.
Okay.
But there is actually there's a Tommy Hilfiger store and rep. I don't think you have to go through Global Sportswear to order Tommy Hilfiger.
No, it's the rep, Adam Poirier. Have you? That's
yeah, he might be the one that contacted me. We were looking at blazers for our students a couple of years ago, and ultimately we decided not to carry them for the kids. The kids get their own.
Okay. And what I did where I was previously, the kids had to wear them to school. So I ordered some in basically to use as samples so they could try them on. I literally sold them the day the parents came in. They were all buying them because the kids could try them on, know that they were the right size. And again, the quality's high and the pricing is low. And I just basically couldn't even keep them in the store. I would, and the
Can
nice
I comment
part
on the Hilfiger?
yes.
Yeah, sure.
The Hilfiger has been our staple for a couple of years now for our youth sweatpants and our youth crews and hoodies. And they've been great. As you said, it's again, it's our staple. But the sizing this year, way back in October, there was a youth medium size 10, 12 sweatpant they told us was not going to be back in stock till next September. So almost a year for that one. The youth hoodies, I'm out of almost, well, again, like the medium size, and they've told us that one's not going to be available again till next year. So they've had a lot of sourcing issues with once the pandemic hit. But again, they're our staple. They're thick. They're like a champion thickness. And our parents and kids love them. Sweatpants and sweatshirts, hoodies and crews.
This
for the older kids also, you mentioned this is pretty much youth.
That I don't carry the Hilfiger in our adult sizes. It's basically our youth.
I just ordered because I have high school kids. I just ordered, we have stuff for little kids. So I basically ordered for all the way through.
Yep.
And ordered more for the adults, obviously, to have it in the store because I only have the kids coming in. But yeah, but I think I know other reps that I have are having sourcing issues as well.
Everybody is.
Our Hilfiger seem to be the worst. Also, their sizing is like Land's End. They have little kid and then they have big kid sizing. So you can do little kid down to size 4, which we do, pre-kindergarten here, so I get some of those in. So they do little kid and big kid sizing. And their youth extra large is like an 18-20, so it, you know, it'll still fit a small adult. Also, I started a website this past summer, so I'm happy to talk to you about that another time if you want to.
I recommend highly having an offline conversation about something as important as that, because we all have attempted or completed or thinking about an online store, and we all have had various successes and failures with it. So please reach out by email, call your colleagues. We can all offer something there. Happy to help anyone who asks. It's actually the most common.
I had a suggestion for Peter. Is he still here?
Yeah.
Hi, Annie.
Hi, I can't see everybody, so I don't even know who's on my second page. You probably did this, and I don't know if anyone else has any feedback, because I did this a couple years ago, but L2 Brands has the Heritage quarter zip. Did anybody else do that one? Because it's not quite a sweater. And I realized, Peter, when you were talking sweaters, you were thinking about that more old school, like Harvard, you know,
Yeah, the knit ones,
rowers look or whatever it is. Yeah, but the Heritage quarter zip on the L2 Brands website, it's under men's, I think it's actually under sweatshirts and hoodies, but it's sort of like an upscale crew neck.
Yeah, we actually carry that
kind of doubles. Okay, never mind then.
Right, no.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a great piece. I carry it too.
And if anybody's interested, L2
Sorry.
I'm definitely going to look at it.
Sorry if I was.
I wanted to
drilling
bring
there.
up something that we started doing this year that I may have mentioned previously and has turned out to be fairly successful. So just as an idea, we'd been approached a couple of years ago, and more than once, from students about wanting to buy varsity or letter jackets. And it was not something we wanted to get involved in the store too much, but our rep who does our class rings, Scholastic Solutions, mentioned that they do jackets. I think they're Neff brand jackets, and that they could organize an online ordering situation, and we could go from there. So I can say that we did have a successful first effort in the fall with about 35 jackets being ordered from a good mix of boys and girls. This is not just a guy thing. In fact, it was spearheaded by 2 girls on our campus. And we had sample jackets sent to us so the kids could come and try on a jacket to determine a size, and then everything else was done online. They could do a personalization with embroidery on the front. They could put patches for sports or other co-curricular things online. It was all done online, and then we get a small slice of the pie at the end of the year based on total sales. We'll be doing a second opportunity for this in the spring for delivery just before the kids leave. But if you haven't considered partnering with somebody for something like that.
Cindy, who's the company you're using again, your ring company?
Well, Jocelyn's apparently doesn't deal with us prep schools directly, so we go through Scholastic Solutions. Apparently we've been using Scholastic Solutions for rings for like 25 years, but I only got told to be responsible for them like 3 or 4 years ago. So now I coordinate all the ring sales on campus as well, but they are doing this online form and the delivery and the whole thing of the jackets for us. So
the only time I dealt with jackets was, wow, this is probably 25, 30 years ago, and we used Rogue out of Maine, and the kids actually liked them a lot. I have no idea whether they still carry them or not. We haven't just.
Apparently jackets are resurging in popularity as a fashion choice, just so you know. If anybody brings it up to you, this is a solution that you can do without too much trouble on your part. We've got about 8 or 9 minutes left. What else does anybody have on their plate that they want to share with successes or challenges?
Just I guess I appreciate this community that we have of campus store persons, and I appreciate you all. And I think, we're all in really rocky boats right now. So I find out tomorrow if there'll be any changes to my position, but I don't know. I find out tomorrow, but I know we're all, so I just want to let you guys know you're in my thoughts, and you can definitely reach out to me with any questions. I mean, we're doing well, but just that the outlook is a little grim, and I know that carries across the board in terms of any schools out there who have international students and who have had high percentages of international students. That's going to be changing in the years ahead. So that's going to be
make yourself relevant on campus. That's one way to, ensure yourself some longevity, but find other ways to make yourself relevant. Partner with other departments on campus.
Oh, I'm not. Yeah.
I'm saying in general, it's just ways of making us visible. And then when people start thinking, it's like, oh, we can't possibly change the store. They're an important part of this community. So.
I've got something, we're backing all the way up to snacks.
Yep.
But we had a senior from last year's on the gap years doing marketing for this company. And we got some samples in, and the kids seem to really like them. And they're inexpensive. They retail, single waffle retails at like $1.95. They're called Rip Van. Where's the camera? Rip Van waffles, basically 3 flavors. They're 3 grams of sugar. So it's a relatively healthy snack. Again, Dickie sent us some samples. We put them out. The kids that tried them loved them.
I could see those selling well. What's the cost price for those?
1 second.
Oh, sorry.
No. I think the waffle singles, which are 1.2 ounces, cost $1.10. And then they have little pouches of mini waffles.
Oh, cute.
And the cost on the pouch was $2.30, I think. So they're reasonable.
Peter, did you try the honey stingers when they were sampling them at NEBC?
We did, and the kids liked them. I honestly think this is a better product.
We've been selling through the stuff we ordered from Honey Stinger. The kids seem to like them. I would say that the waffles seem to be a popular product with the kids.
Yeah. Sorry. Anyway, that was it. Rip Van, RIPVAN, Rip Van waffles, WAFELS. What to do?
And I'm sorry, I was doing sales. So where did you get those?
Straight from the company. It was brought up by graduating seniors on a gap year.
So did you just find them online?
No, the senior brought them up. The senior emailed me and said, you need to carry these. And I said, I need more information.
And where did you get the information where to buy them so I can check this out?
Can you send that to
us? From the senior sent it to me, and then he sent me, I told him that, I said, I'm not going anywhere until I see samples. And he got us some samples. We gave them out to the kids. The kids enjoyed them. And we just placed the first order. We literally got it in 2 days ago.
Oh.
And the kids seem to enjoy them very much. But I'd be happy, BurnettPTaftSchool.org, I'd be happy to send you any information. It's Rip Van Waffles, WAFELS.com.
And as I said, we've been doing Honey Stinger. I think a few of you have also been doing Honey Stingers, which brings me to NEBC. If you are not a member of NEBC, New England Buying Consortium, I highly recommend that you look into that. They are a fantastic resource, and you will get some great deals from them, but you'll also find out a lot more from other people about what's going on.
I don't know what Honey Stingers are, but I'm really curious.
Honey Stinger is another company that does the waffles, among other.
Oh, okay.
And they're
I thought it was a type of candy.
They go further into like high-end training, runners, they have a number of professional runners, et cetera, that are signed up with the company and market for the company.
And to be honest, the only reason we started carrying them is the NEBC had a really, really good deal to purchase them. So we said, we can't pass this deal up and we'll try them. And it's been, we had one student buy 8 of them this week, which was shocking, but. Oh, thank you, Peggy.
Thank you, Peggy.
I know we have three minutes, or I don't even know if we have 3 minutes, but I do need some help with one thing. A fad thing. I had a student come to me about a comfy.com, and it's totally, you know, one of those things that is going to come and go, but I could see it with a very simple logo like our IM. And even though it's kind of out of the box, I think it would pass as far as appropriateness, you know, for school, not for during the school day, but, you know, around. Does anybody know
what is
of
it?
anybody who's doing those customs?
What is it, Ann?
Comfy.com.
What's the product?
It's like a blanket. It's the comfy.com. It's basically like a sweatshirt blanket.
Gotcha.
It's like a couch throw that you wear.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. All right, as we begin to wrap this up, I would ask that anybody who has resources to share with the group from this discussion, please email me as soon as possible after the meeting. I do plan to share with those who couldn't attend today, and the recording. Oh, good. I didn't turn recording on, but it is recording. Phew. The recording is going to be shared on the NCSA webpage and the YouTube channel, and I'll make sure and share it with those that I'm aware of couldn't attend today. Last minute thoughts? Anybody? Thank you all. I wish you the best. We'll get together again in another couple of months or sooner if anybody has anything pressing. I'm glad to see you all. Take care. Be healthy. See you soon.
Thanks, Annie.
Thank you.
Thank
See
you.
y'all.
Bye, everybody.
Well.
Have a great day.
Bye.